Hello, everyone. It's Yasmin here from Family Support Resources. And today I'm going to start talking about the big question, what is family estrangement? It's actually been a while since I've addressed this, but it's something that still needs more focus. And I still get asked so many questions about exactly this. What is family estrangement? So in this video, I'm going to look at what it is, how it exists, what leads to it, the complexity of it, and how our healing journey is greatly affected by how the family unit exists within society. Now, you can imagine this is a huge topic and there's so much we can talk about. So I'm actually going to break it into parts. And today I'm starting with part one, which is going to be an overview of family estrangement and its fundamental elements. So why do we first need to understand the fundamentals of what family estrangement is? And it's because family estrangement has two key truths that make it a very unique area of struggle and trauma. Firstly, there's the obvious, that it exists between family members and within the family unit. This makes it a very unique area of trauma with very unique issues. And secondly, family estrangement is much more complex than first impressions, and there are so many hidden layers that often get overlooked. Now, we'll discuss both of these further, but to start with, I want to stress that our healing journey is greatly dependent on understanding the reality of these two truths and the part they play in our struggles. We also need to pay attention to these truths when approaching the areas of coping and overcoming these struggles. And it's essential that we recognize how complex family estrangement is, because a common mistake is to oversimplify estrangement, to say it's the result of a problematic family member, or it stems from one area of conflict, or it boils down to ineffective communication. Family estrangement is much more complex than this, and we need to recognize this truth for our own healing and also for healing of the family if that's what we want. So let's dive into it. What is family estrangement? The definition given is that family estrangement is the emotional or physical separation between family members. And it's very important to recognize that this separation can be emotional, because it's possible to be in contact with a family member, even living under the same roof, yet living with huge distance and separation or loss of a relationship, but in an emotional way. And then, of course, physical separation is when the decision has been made by maybe one or both family members to separate themselves and have no contact for a duration of time. Now, this can be whether it's with the intention that the break is needed for some rest or with the intention that it's a long-term separation. Now, family conflict and separation is nothing new in families. If you look back through history, it's of course easy to find example after example of conflict and separation within families. It's such a common occurrence and it's always existed. Family conflict is nothing new. So, what is new? And why is it seemingly becoming an increasing problem in the world? Many experts agree that the reason is due to the fact that we're seeing an emotional shift in society and we're witnessing a social transition at the moment. So, in previous times, it was very acceptable to suffer through family conflict. People saw flawed family members or problematic family relationships as something that you simply put up with. At best, children looked forward to being old enough to leave home and create their new life, or adult family members suffered through tense relationships. People also suffered through abuse more than they do today, not having the strength, support, or the social acceptance to be able to leave an abusive environment. So, generations of the past also upheld a stricter environment of etiquette and unquestionable authority, which didn't escape the family unit. Basically, you did what you were told, you respected your elders, and you put up with suffering. The truth is that in the past, more commonly than today, no matter how intolerable family life may have been, that's what it was, and that's what you put up with. And I also personally believe that past generations experienced more significant hardship, and there were more catastrophic world events which led to deeper level of compassion for another person's struggles and flaws. So in the past, how we treated each other, how family dynamics existed, how we tolerated each other, how we dealt with family situations were all influenced by the social environment of past eras. Now, fast forward to the present moment, and we've evolved socially, and we've created a society which, more than ever before, embraces individualism, self-empowerment, and one that questions and takes action against injustice and the status quo. Now, these are all very powerful and wonderful advancements. But without doubt, this new identity, this new mindset, this new way of looking at life has infiltrated the family unit. So, more than ever before, we're seeing people talk openly about family dysfunction, which again is a good thing. But in the last decade, especially, we've also been seeing more people than ever before acting on their dissatisfaction within the family unit. Now, I want to point out something here that is extremely needed to be aware of. It's a common error to make the bold claim that this is seen more in the younger generation, because it's not. In modern times, we're also seeing the older generation displaying greater strength and acting on feelings of dissatisfaction with situations they've lived through, whether that be with their own siblings, with adult children, with their own parents or in-laws. More than ever before, we're witnessing family members acting on their dissatisfaction, boldly making the decision to cut ties with family or a family member, and claiming a life that they believe is less stressful and more peaceful and healthy. And this action is being witnessed amongst all types of family members, regardless of gender, age, or family role. Now, another question I get asked, do I believe this is the start of society witnessing the death of the family unit? Absolutely not. There is no fear in my heart that we will see the family unit break apart and cease to exist. And why do I believe this? Because that is the reality of life. There is always peace and struggle. There are families that experience struggles and there are families that exist more peacefully. And even within families that do experience hardship and separation, often it exists between certain family members and there can still be beautiful love and closeness between other family members. So no, we are not witnessing the death of family. But what we are seeing is that those experiencing relationship struggles, conflict, or dissatisfaction are taking action more than ever before, which is leading to greater numbers of physical separation between family members. So this leads to some obvious big questions. What are the numbers? How prevalent is this in society? Am I the only one struggling with this? And I can tell you with complete certainty, if you are experiencing hardship or separation in your family, then know you are not alone. Family estrangement is a common reality in the lives of many. The reason we feel so alone and isolated is because it's not talked about. But family estrangement exists all around us and possibly even in your family somewhere, either in this generation or past generations. Research and studies show alarming results, which contradict greatly to what is portrayed as normal within society. In America alone, it's believed a quarter of the population live with estrangement. In the United Kingdom, it's believed 1 in 5 families are affected by family estrangement. And more broad global research suggests rates of up to 27% exist within each population. So we're looking at the truth that a quarter of our entire global population are experiencing this in their family. One of the most significant research projects that I want to point out as well, that was undertaken in the United Kingdom, also reveals that 84% of the survey participants were unaware of anyone else experiencing family estrangement. 84% felt that they were the only ones. And the reason I include this last detail is to not only highlight the truth that estrangement is an isolating experience, but also to show that numbers found in research to date are conservative because people still do not talk about this. So we still don't have accurate numbers for how common this reality is in society. But the numbers we do have show it's close to a quarter of the population, which is still a significant number and proof enough that no one is alone in this reality. And here at Family Support Resources, we're only going to continue to raise awareness and help for this. We're also going to connect to and share the work of other great people that are also doing amazing work in this area. So you're not alone anymore. Now, before we go into the final part of this discussion, which I'll share in my next video, I want to point out to you that there is a great myth about family estrangement, which is that it's permanent. I know that all we've talked about today is a painful topic, but as with all struggles in life, there are ways to cope and heal, and there are ways to navigate conflict, and reconciliation is possible in family if that is what you want. Claiming your independence is possible. Healing is possible. Overcoming relationship issues in family is possible. Living your best life is possible. So please stay connected for ongoing support. Subscribe to this channel and explore the links below to find help and resources that are available to you. And thank you so much for watching today. Love to everyone, and I look forward to sharing more time together in our next video. See you soon.